Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of The Grave, the podcast where I talk to friends, family, and even strangers about their paranormal experiences. We are back this week with part 2 of Maggie's stories. Maggie last week disclosed her experiences seeing some form of a woman on her couch, as well as some shadow figures that were watching her from her bedroom window. Maggie's going to close out her episode by bringing us to present day and the experiences she has dealt with in her current apartment. And we also dig a little deeper into what potentially may be going on or why these things are happening to her. So, without further ado, I give you part 2 of Maggie. So let's move on. Was there anything else that happened at the beach house?
No, it was just those two. It was the woman on the couch and the guy outside.
Okay. All right. So given that, let us move on to your present situation.
Then from the beach house, we moved into this apartment. And this is more, again, I've had one episode of sleep paralysis, of true sleep paralysis in this apartment. We've lived here going on 2 years. I've had one episode. So that has been seemingly calm. Those attacks.
Didn't see anything. Just
no. So I see in this apartment again, because this is when I'm like when I'm seeing quote unquote people, I'm awake. So I'm trying to fall asleep. All the lights are off. Everything's dark. I'm trying to get to sleep. I'm laying in bed. Usually it starts like my eyes are closed. I'm doing like my meditations or like my count backwards from 100,
Yep.
To try to get to sleep. But I then start to get the feeling that I'm being watched. So that's always the way it starts.
Even in the current apartment, and you're on the
that's the way it's always
floor.
That's the way it's always started, is that I just get that feeling that like you're not alone, but sometimes it's a more menacing feeling than others. So the guy outside the window, I always felt like I was in danger, like immediate danger.
Okay.
And I will say the guy outside the window in
Boston.
No, the guy outside the window at the beach house felt like that was, my body was so scared, like I said, that I would start crying. Like, I can't save us. Like, right. This is happening. I'm sorry, Tom, I cannot save us from what's like, that's literally where my body would go, is that this is it. This is the end of us. This is happening. This guy is going to finish, whatever.
Yep.
He's somehow going to get in. It was that kind of fear.
And you were unable to move?
Could not move. Could see his eyes looking in, watching us, or watching Tom sleep, me.
This is going to sound weird. Were his eyes human eyes, or did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's very human. It's very human. I have had, which we can touch on later. It's kind of back to the warp speed thing. Yeah. I have had a few, but they're very inconsequential episodes where like I thought I was seeing something flying above me, and it looked more, to use a ubiquitous reference, like a Dementor from Harry Potter.
Scary nonetheless. Yep.
That kind of thing. But that happens so infrequently that it's not something I don't think about it. I think about these other things. Like, I wake up the next day and think about all these other things. Right. So that guy at the beach house was imminent, violent danger was upon me. Very scared. The woman sitting on the couch, she unnerved me because I knew there wasn't a woman on my couch. I knew there shouldn't be a woman on my couch.
Yep.
But yet my body was telling me that there was someone there. And then here, when we moved into this apartment, again, now we're on the 3rd floor, which I think has something to do with it. I think depending on how safe I feel in a place, my interactions change.
Yeah.
But here again, I see I see people sitting on my couches. Again, at this apartment, the way our bed is set up, we have our door to the bedroom is directly like at the foot of our bed, and then it goes out into the living space. I definitely see people sitting on the couch, but it doesn't feel so much like they're sitting and staring at me. I get more of a feeling like there are people sleeping on my couch, but I still know that they shouldn't be there. And it is still very scary that someone is there, to my body, at least. That's what it feels like. But it's more of I can more easily rationalize my way out of it, because I don't get the menacing feeling like I'm being stalked.
It's almost like in the apartment, they don't notice you.
No, they know I'm here. I've had a couple, this is so silly. I've had a couple, like, for lack of a better term, like stare-offs with them.
Okay, so let's clarify here. There is, so
Mhm.
is it more than one person at a time? Like, are there multiple?
No, as far as what I have perceived, it's one person sitting upright on our couch, but like not, and he and I have
It's a he, first of all.
I think it's a he. It feels male to me. I've had nights where like it feels like me and someone else are staring at each other, but then I've also had nights where like it's just there's someone out on my couch and I can't do anything about it.
And is this another one of those moments where you're just completely petrified and you can't move, or is it
No,
just
I
like,
don't
I'm going to
feel...
ignore this and not waste my time?
Yeah, I don't feel... There's not the need. There's not the fear aspect of it in this apartment. It's more of just it's more anxiety driven. Like, why is this continuing to happen?
And there's no part of you that, if you're not super scared, at least in the apartment, have you ever just gotten up and like thought to, confront whatever is there?
Yeah, I mean, I've walked out into the living room just to check, and it's always just an empty couch.
All right, so you see something when you're in bed, but when you get up and kind of move closer, does it disappear, or is it just like...
No, it's almost like I blink and I clear my eyes and it goes away.
Oh.
I don't see it anymore.
Interesting. So
And
it's a proximity thing almost.
It's either a proximity thing or it's my brain is trying to fall asleep, but my anxiety and stress is forcing it to experience something to keep it awake. And so it's because as soon as I get out of bed and I like reorient myself to where I am, then it's just my apartment and it's just my living room and there's nothing there.
Yeah, and that could be, but it's also like this is outside the realm of like sleep paralysis, because obviously you're moving and you're not asleep when you're witnessing these things.
Right.
So it's a very weird, like, kind of gray area that I've never actually even like contemplated before. Brings up a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's, but the thing you see on the couch in the apartment, is it more like, do you see different people or shadows, or
I don't think so.
is it just one? It's one being that consistently shows up.
No,
because initially it sounded like there was a party happening in your living room and you...
Oh, sorry. No, it's I think as far as I can remember, as far as I can tell, it's always just been one person.
But again, this person in your apartment,
older.
The person in your apartment is different from the woman on the couch in the beach house and the entities you've seen out your windows.
So that's interesting. So I would say if I had to relate it to anything, it would be more like the woman on the couch in the beach house, where like there's a very distinct,
more
solid
passive
shape, humanoid shape on the couch. But it's just unnerving because again, my brain and my body are fighting there's nothing there. There is absolutely nothing there, Maggie. Go to sleep. You're being ridiculous. But my body and my eyes are telling me that someone is sitting on my couch.
Right.
And it feels, I've not thought about it this much, honestly. I guess I've never like talked so in depth about it.
That's why I'm here. Part psychologist.
I think the way I kind of feel about it, it feels like a dad.
Huh. Almost like a protector might be the wrong word, but
because when I look out the doorway, it feels like he's kind of reclining with like a leg up on like a leg over one knee. His foot is over the other knee.
Got that relaxed dad energy.
Relaxed dad energy.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And also, just to cover all our bases here, do you know of anyone who's passed, in that apartment complex?
These apartments are only 5 years old, so I don't know.
Well, that's a fair point. But maybe before that, what was the land before that? It was just woods?
I think there's a reserve right behind here.
Oh, so it could be all right. Well, there's possibilities here.
Spin-off podcast.
But yeah, I mean, this is I gotta be honest, like I said, I did not think I was gonna get this trove of quality content from you. So that's not that I doubted you, but I
gotta tell you, it feels pretty. I really, really don't think, besides the like one or two conversations that you and I have had like late night, I don't think I've ever like really because I try to tell, like, my dad will be like, why don't you sleep? And I'll be like, well,
there's people in my living room.
I see things. And he's like, oh, you need to go see someone about it. And I probably do. And I don't think I've ever like really like thought about it this much and talked about it as like this openly.
Yeah. No, it's I think it definitely helps to do that. Before we wrap, is there anything else that have we come to a climax as far as your current situation, or has there any recently in the past few days, has anything happened? Or
I mean, we're fairly up to date because, like I said, it's just in this apartment, it really has only been that one thing. Oh, well, so
here we go.
Well, no, in terms of like auditory hallucinations and stuff, and Tom has his own theory about this.
I'm sure he does.
Because Tom is a very logical, straightforward thinker, and his openness to this kind of stuff I don't think is there. No. But there was it was several months ago where I was definitely asleep and Tom was sound asleep.
Typical.
And I heard somebody trying to get into the apartment. So again, like I said, we live on the 3rd floor, and I heard like purposeful banging on our door. I got up. Tom slept through it.
Standard.
Got up, and I kind of, again, the way our apartment is laid out, you come out of our bedroom into the open living space, but then you have to take kind of like a 45-degree angle turn to go around to the hallway that leads to the door.
Yeah.
So I very sheepishly, kind of poked my head around to try to see the front door. And I swear that I saw the door like as if someone was banging on it and the handle was jiggling.
Okay. And
I freaked out, and first I stopped and I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? I tried to call to the person that was out there, and then I went up to the door, and I could still, it felt like I could still hear it walking all the way up, but then I got to the door and there was nothing going on.
Like abruptly stopped.
Kind of, yeah. And then I had a full-blown panic attack and got Tom out of bed. I made him go check. At this point I told him like someone was just trying to break into our apartment. So he jumps out of bed, trying to go save the day. I don't know what he grabbed. He grabbed something and ran to the front door and checked, and it was locked. Like the door was secure, nothing was there. But it was almost like my body, I had such a strong reaction that when he finally said like, no, it's safe, my body absolutely shut down.
I'm assuming he checked the hallway, and did you hear just again, cover all our bases, you didn't hear like when the bang was happening and then you like shouted, did it carried on after you, or not shouted, but after you like
Yep. After I said hello, I saw the handle on our door going
Still
up and
jiggling.
down.
And then you
Yeah.
didn't like, you would have heard someone like running down the stairs or something like that. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
some drunk
you
person
can
just being
hear.
like mistaking a door or something.
Yeah, and that's Tom's theory, is that the next door neighbor was probably coming home, maybe had a few drinks and tried to get into the wrong apartment.
Sure.
This just was, it didn't sound like someone drunkenly trying to put their key in the lock to the wrong apartment. This was forceful.
Was there any noise at all? Like was there any voice or anything?
A voice? No. I can still to this day hear the banging. Like it was so loud that it woke me up, and I continually heard it as I walked from my bed to the front door. So in my head, someone was banging on the door. Like that's how real I can hear it still. Like it is a memory of mine that someone was trying to get into our apartment.
Well, I think at least we would both agree that it actually happened. Obviously you're awake.
Yeah.
It's just, what was the cause?
Yeah.
I think either you or Tom actually had mentioned that to me at some point, like briefly, and I was like, oh, weird. But again, I think I chalked it up to Tom's initial reaction of someone drunk just banging on your door. But it's also a little more there's a little more mystery to it, in the sense that like there was no voice. Like if it were me and I was drunkenly banging on the door and I couldn't get in, I'd be like, let me in, like I feel like you'd hear.
And logically, I want to believe that is what happened. Like my brain tells me, like, Maggie, you're being an idiot. Like, what are you doing? Like, obviously someone was drunk and trying to get into the wrong door. But the reaction that my body and that the rest of me had was very much, it was menacing. It was purposeful. It sounded violent. It sounded like we were in danger. And I think all of this kind of comes back to my feelings of stress and anxiety and being in, like, my go-to response to this is a fear response. So I don't know if that has something to do with my chemical imbalance or the way that my body just manifests anxiety, that it's not just a stress reaction, but that my body feels in danger when I'm not in homeostasis because for stress level. I mean, I don't really know. I can't figure out what it is.
Well, it could, yes, you could try to rationalize it in any number of ways from a scientific standpoint, and I'm sure someone like Jeff Haddad or any other person who doesn't believe in this stuff would be like, yes, your stress is causing this, or your anxiety and your lack of sleep, all this combined is creating these, auditory and or visual hallucinations. I'll tell you what I think, and then we can wrap up and you can close with any thoughts you want. It seems to me, and this is not to give you more undue stress, it honestly seems to me you are not a doorway, so to speak, but you might be very sensitive to this type of thing. And I think, like we discussed earlier, your lack of sleep, but also the like pre-sleep situation that you have might be just like a doorway for certain entities to kind of break through into your awareness, I guess. And that may sound crazy, but the more and more you talk about this, and forgive me, it almost sounds like you're haunted. And I'm not trying to, I don't want to make light of that situation, because I have talked to several people who are actually haunted and like have been dealing with crazy things their entire life. This is not your entire life, obviously, but when you, I think, came into maturity and, we're dealing with real world problems, this seems to have taken hold. It's just very interesting, the multiple things you've seen and on a regular basis. It's not just like, oh, I woke up one night and I saw this woman and that was the last time I saw her. It also wasn't you woke up, you were awake. So it's a much more intricate situation than just sleep paralysis or anything along those lines.
Yeah, well, and along it's a different side of that same coin, maybe. I have always been someone, my dreaming patterns are wild. So I will go months without remembering a dream, without having any sort of recallable dreams from the night before.
You went to bed, you woke up, nothing in between, pretty much.
Yeah. And then I will go periods, like I'd say a couple weeks, so days, several days, where I have the exact same dream that is extremely detailed, extremely specific, and it's the exact same one for days on end every single night. And I've had that same dream, like it comes back. Like I don't dream a new thing every night. I have the same dream for like years, but not continuously.
Are they scary dreams?
Sometimes, not every time, but sometimes. But it's like the exact same, like to the point where the same people are there. They're wearing the same clothes. We have the same conversation. The same scary thing happens in the same order every single night. So I wonder, I wonder what's going on chemically, like in my brain.
Of course.
I should get studied.
It just seems like it's more than a simple, sleep paralysis situation,
I just want
whether you want to admit that.
Yeah. No, listen, I am, like I said, I am open to these things. There's no way to, there's no definitive proof for or against.
Not without cameras, there's not.
I have friends that have very real, what they call gifts, and they talk very openly about it. And so I think that there's something to it. I don't know where I fit in on that, but this is just what I've experienced. And it's all around sleep for me. So.
Well, I will say, you have impressed me. You are, I didn't expect half of this.
No one ever listens to me when I tell these stories.
Well, here I am, baby.
I found my people.
So that is going to wrap up Maggie's time here on the grave. I hope that everyone enjoyed her stories. I know I found them especially perplexing, certainly for the fact that they're pretty wild in themselves, but I was also very surprised at my preconceived notion of what she was going to discuss with me as opposed to what she actually told me. I will say, too, that I am happy that Maggie came on and discussed all this with me because, as she states in the episode, she clearly hasn't, at least in depth, to almost anyone. So I think it's important, too, if you're going through something like this and you're confused whether it's real or not or whatever the case may be, that you can at least talk to someone and kind of attempt to rationalize or come to some sort of conclusion as to what's actually going on in your life. So if there's anyone out there who, like Maggie, has had experiences but maybe too afraid or embarrassed to discuss them, just want you to know that I am here and I am certainly willing to listen. All right, guys, so thanks for listening. And as always, I hope to have you all back for some more scary stories.